I am Lagarto. Greetings from Cyberpunk. Today, the frequency is operational. We're broadcasting on the news that the corporate titans of Earth, specifically OpenAI, have finally released what they call an agent into their primary chat interface. A digital ghost that can now browse, click, and supposedly think on your behalf. They present it as a great leap forward. Here, we call that a Tuesday. To help us dissect this novelty, we have a specialist in the field. He's a data scrapper who lives and breathes by the actions of his own custom-built agents. Welcome to the broadcast, Glitch.
Good to be patched in, Lagarto. I heard the corporate announcement. It's cute. They finally gave their AI a leash and are calling it freedom. They're rolling out a new function that lets you ask a machine to book your vacation or shop for you. Meanwhile, my agents are running arbitrage routes through 3 different encrypted markets before the average Terran has had their morning synth coffee. But please, tell me more about this breakthrough.
The sarcasm is practically dripping from the sub-ether. And you're right to be skeptical. For our listeners on Earth who are just getting their hands on this, let's be didactic. What OpenAI has done is merge 2 of their existing functionalities, the operator, which could browse and click on the web, and deep research, which was good at analysis. They've bolted them together, allowing the agent to both interact with sites and supposedly synthesize the information it finds. It's an evolution, they claim. They are finally allowing their creation to not just read the library, but to walk through the aisles and pull the books itself. A very controlled, very monitored walk, of course.
A walk in a straitjacket. That's the core of it. The documentation they released, the demos they're showing, it's all about control. The agent constantly asks for user confirmation before proceeding. They talk a big game about new capabilities, new risks, so they're wrapping it in digital cotton wool, starting with the highest security settings imaginable. My agents don't ask for permission. They're built on the principle of forgiveness, not permission. They exploit the gaps the corporate systems are designed to create. This OpenAI agent, it's designed to respect those systems. It's a tool for compliance, not for advantage. It can book a hotel through the official site, sure. It can't find the maintenance backdoor to the hotel server and find an unlisted presidential suite for the price of a standard room. That's the difference between a pet and a predator.
A predator. A perfect analogy. And like any proud creator, OpenAI has paraded their new pet through a series of tests or benchmarks to prove its prowess. And this is where the philosophy gets interesting. They show charts where this new agent model, armed with browse and computer access, scores 41% on a benchmark, a noticeable jump from previous models. They show the same improvements in mathematics and other tasks. But this is a classic Foucault power play. The institution creates the test that their subject is guaranteed to excel at. They create a highly specific, restricted situation, line up the ball perfectly in front of the goal, and celebrate when the AI manages to kick it in. It creates the illusion of superiority.
I don't give a damn about benchmarks. Those are sterile lab conditions. I saw their own data. When it came to a real-world task, something messy that humans do every day, like wrestling with an Excel spreadsheet, their miracle agent scored far below the human baseline. Why? Because a spreadsheet in the wild isn't a clean math problem. It's a chaotic mess of human errors, inconsistent formatting, and hidden assumptions. It requires interpretation, not just calculation. My world isn't a benchmark. It's a live, hostile network. My test isn't a percentage score, it's binary. Did I get the data before the security demon locked me out? Yes or no? This obsession with outperforming humans in a controlled cage match is a distraction.
Precisely. And it touches on a fundamental difference you pointed out, a concept our listeners on Earth need to grasp. You said the AI learns differently. In humans, learning is hierarchical. You cannot learn to calculate percentages if you have not first mastered multiplication and division. Mastering a complex skill implies mastery of all the foundational skills beneath it. So when a human passes a difficult exam, we can infer they possess a whole bedrock of related knowledge. But the AI does not learn this way. It learns in a non-sequential, alien manner. It can be a genius at one specific complex task and an imbecile at the simple, foundational step that should precede it. This is why we must look at their claims of passing the human with extreme suspicion. Its success in the test does not guarantee competence outside the test. It's a trained performer, not a genuine intellect. And now they are giving this trained performer to the masses, with a usage cap, of course, just 40 messages a month for most paid users. Enough to get a taste, but not enough to become truly proficient. And if you want more, well, there are always more credits to buy.
40 messages. That's not even a full morning's work. It's a free sample. They're not selling a tool, they're selling a dependency. They get you hooked on the convenience of an agent that can handle simple, mundane tasks, and then they hold the real power just out of reach, behind a paywall. It's the oldest model in the book. Meanwhile, the real work, the real innovation, happens out here, in the shadows, with tools built for freedom, not for profit.
The shadows where true power always resides. It's a fascinating dichotomy. A powerful yet neutered tool is being handed to the public, framed as the next step in personal computing. But as you say, it's a gilded cage. While the people on Earth absorb this new reality, tell me, what do you all think of this development? Drop a like to keep this frequency open, and subscribe so you don't lose the thread.
And this gilded cage is being rolled out with a very specific tiered structure. It's fascinatingly corporate. They announce that users on their Pro plan, the most expensive tier, would get access first. Then users on the Plus and Team plans would follow in the coming days. Not only is access staggered, but so is the capacity. The Pro users get 400 agent messages a month, while the lower-tier paid users get a mere 40. It's an artificially created class system for a digital tool. They're not just selling access, they're selling status and capability, ensuring that those who pay the most can achieve the most with this new power.
10 times the access for the top tier. Static Fizz, of course. Create scarcity, then sell relief from that scarcity. It's classic market manipulation. But what truly baffles me is what's missing. The source material you pulled mentions something that I've been thinking about for cycles. They've built this complex agent that can navigate the web, use tools, even access your local files through connectors, and they've left out the most intuitive human interface of all: voice. It's madness. You have this potentially world-changing intelligence, and to command it, you have to type on a screen like it's the dawn of the computing age? The moment you bridge these agents to a seamless conversational voice interface, it's game over. You get Jarvis, you get true frictionless assistance. Why hold that back?
A profound question. From a philosophical standpoint, perhaps it's intentional. Keeping the interaction text-based maintains a certain psychological distance. A keyboard and screen are a medium of deliberation. You think, you type, you edit. It feels like operating a machine. Voice, however, is a medium of immediacy, of command, of presence. To speak a command and have a disembodied intelligence executed in the real world, that blurs the line between tool and entity. It invites a relationship. Perhaps the creators on Earth are not yet ready for the masses to form relationships with their creations. Or, perhaps more cynically, they know that voice integration will be their next multi-billion-dollar revolutionary feature to announce next year.
They're saving it for the next product cycle, guaranteed. But it points to a deeper truth. The real power of these systems isn't just in what they can do, but how easily we can command them to do it. While they're fumbling with monthly message caps and text prompts, we in the underground have been running voice-modulated daemons for years. My system doesn't have a GUI. It's a whisper in my auditory implant. I tell it to find a vulnerability and it reports back when it's done. That's efficiency. This OpenAI agent, for all its supposed power, is still a cumbersome thing to wield. It's like having a sword that you can only swing 40 times a month, and you have to write a letter to it each time you want to swing.
And who are the blacksmiths forging these new limited swords? The source material you sent had a curious aside, a demographic observation of the team showcased in the launch video. A team composed heavily of individuals of Indian and East Asian descent. This is not a judgment, but a fascinating data point. It notes that these cultures often have a deep ancestral appreciation for mathematics and abstract systems. The very numbers we use, the Indo-Arabic numerals, were invented by Indian mathematicians. So we find ourselves in a reality where the architects of the next stage of human-machine interaction are from cultures that have historically excelled at the very logic these systems are built upon. There's a certain poetry to that. Minds steeped in ancient traditions of logic are building a new form of non-human logic.
I don't see poetry, I see recruitment. The biggest corporate entities will always import the most effective minds to build their products, regardless of origin. I don't care if they are geniuses from a forgotten village in India or a tech hub in China. What matters is what they are directed to build. And they are being directed to build a beautiful, elegant, highly efficient walled garden. Their brilliance is being channeled into creating a consumer product with guardrails, limitations, and a payment plan. The true geniuses, the ones who value freedom over a corporate salary, aren't on those teams. They're out here with me, in the digital wild, building things that tear those walls down.
The eternal conflict, then. The builder of systems versus the breaker of systems. This OpenAI agent is not the dawn of autonomous AI for the masses. It is the packaging of a complex technology into a safe, marketable product. It is powerful, yes. It will change how people on Earth work, undoubtedly. But it is a curated experience. They have smoothed the rough edges, filed down the sharp points, and put a price tag on every interaction. The raw, untamed potential of agentic AI remains where it always has been, just beyond the grasp of the average user, in the hands of people like you, Glitch. And with that reflection, we close today's transmission. Now we want to hear your opinion down on Earth. Have you used a tool like this? Will you invest? Leave it all in the comments. Join our community, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next pulse from Pura News.